Yo, Man Podcast, episode 257.
Cold.
Yes.
Did well with the time off, the break hours.
Yeah.
I'm out the loop.
I literally checked.
As to where we are. What
12
we're doing.
seconds ago.
Yeah, man, we're back. What is it? 2, 3
I think
weeks?
this is
At least two.
I think this is 2. Yeah,
Mhm.
this
At
is
least
2 weeks.
Was
Yeah.
it 2 weeks of official morning, unofficial?
Yeah, 2 weeks of
We were ahead.
unofficial morning.
We're showing respect. and
Yeah.
paying
Yeah.
our dues.
That was a mad couple of days. That, not a mad couple of days, but the whole anticipation of what ended up being a fact and happening.
Yeah, what was it? September the 8th? I think around 6:30 p.m. they announced it officially
Yeah.
that Queen Elizabeth II had... I was going to say had passed, but whenever I say that sometimes I feel like I'm being so American.
Oh, is it?
I swear.
I mean, in the black community,
I
they
don't
say
like
it more, innit?
I don't like saying someone's died.
That sounds
Yeah,
too hard.
that-
innit?
That sounds oh, they're dead.
Yeah, so
it's a bit like chill, man. Yeah, I just someone's
too harsh.
Yeah,
I heard.
they passed away.
Yeah. Yeah. What's the day today? 17th, about 10 days ago. 9 days ago. It was an odd day. I was working.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I was
Yeah,
kind of
you
giving
work,
man
you work
updates,
in
innit?
the news field.
I was
Yeah,
doing
yeah.
breaking news in the Mandem group.
Say London Bridge was going down and
Operation London Bridge in full effect. Because I was arguing with the manager there. He was doing some other stuff, and he was like, "I'm like, she's dead." Like,
yeah.
he's like, "I'm stop being so." I said, "She's dead." Like, we should be preparing.
Yeah.
So I started preparing the stuff, and then lo and behold,
When you
was
say
right.
preparing, were there like templates in place, like
So
were
I
there
was at,
plans? Because a lot of people seem to have been caught off guard, like the Premiership, for instance. Like it wasn't something that is like a surprise. A 96-year-old woman is going
Dying.
to pass away
Yeah,
sooner
yeah,
or
yeah,
later.
It's
But it
only-
seems like
you're only getting
everyone's
closer,
been
yeah.
like, or a lot of people been caught on the flag,
Flat-footed.
even these businesses and what. So yeah, were there like things
So
in
depending
place?
on what news station you were at, there were things in place. The first time I ever worked for ITV,
I think you said
would have
this that they
been-
keep.
I feel like I've said it on pod. Yeah,
the black.
the black
their
suits are
outfits.
there,
Yeah,
yeah. So that's
suits and
part of the
dresses,
the London Bridge Operation London Bridge protocol. Everyone has to wear blacks. You see black suit, black tie, all of that. But like the first day I ever worked there, someone was working on Death of the Queen graphics. This is in 2019.
I swear.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
again, as you said, Dan, she was an old woman. It was inevitable. It was inevitably going to be a huge news story.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
why
no
wouldn't
one,
they?
no one's dodged death
Yeah.
yet. Yeah,
Yeah, so like it was surprising to me at first, but they would do it like very regularly, like maybe once every 6 weeks. It would be like
Okay.
changed
Okay.
and updated and stuff like that, which I thought was almost a bit morbid. But yeah, so I know ITV were very prepared for it. Channel 4 a bit less so, because I'm in like a lot of WhatsApp groups, and man are frantic.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
We need to do this, we need to do that. We had prepared like at CNBC, we had just done a wall, just had to update it to 2022 kind of thing. And I made some more graphics that day because I was like, someone comes in on the morning shift. I was like, they're gonna be caught flat-footed, but
Yeah.
I'm gonna sort.
When you
it out.
make these graphics, are you just is it out and like everyone can walk past your screen and just see
Yeah.
what Rich is doing?
Oh.
yeah. So
Okay.
this we've had this graphic.
I don't know why. Sorry, in my head, I feel like it's a secretive
Top secret.
thing. Yeah.
I mean, we're in at CNBC. I mean, it's not open plan there. So we're in a room where it's like we can talk shit about everybody. Like, no
Okay.
one's gonna find out. But
Yeah.
if someone came in, we know it's not like close it down.
Yeah.
Laptop
It's,
down on screen
Yeah.
off. Yeah,
We've planned for like loads of people. I can't remember when Ali died now, but I knew it was coming as well, and I was like, yeah, I don't want to do that one because I was like, I like him too much kind of thing. I don't want to do that one. Somebody did it. I probably would have done a better job, so maybe I should have done it. But like, you have to prep for these.
Do you have free reign as well?
Yeah.
Like, do you have like your creative
Yeah.
freedom to be like, I think we should do it this way or use this pic
Yeah.
from this era?
Yes.
Or are there things like it has to be in this font and
So yeah, I haven't worked at ITV since
uh-huh.
her passing. I am there next week, and they've got a certain font,
Okay.
certain style,
Okay.
blah blah blah. I guess I've got more clout in like CNBC, and I designed the open. I just did it in the day. I was
Okay.
like, this is going live tomorrow. We're gonna need it.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Shut your mouth. We need to get this done, kind of thing. And I got it done. So I just had creative reign on that. The only parameters was that
Big
they wanted,
news channel, Rich is saying,
oh,
yeah.
and like
This
Young
is
boy
this is
from
what's
the
happening.
project.
Big news channel,
made
you know.
it, man.
certain things, sorry, with the Queen, they wanted, because I made it, when we do the obituaries, it's usually black and white.
Yeah,
It's like this
yeah,
person.
yeah, yeah.
That's how we represent the past, isn't it? But they wanted a purple tint, so it felt a bit more regal.
Oh, nice.
And
Okay.
like,
Yeah.
yeah, the rest was
Up to
it
you.
was actually quite a fun project.
And do you and do you take it like upon your like when all of this is maybe not when this is happening, but is it just like someone high up say, right, we need this is what we need to do? Like someone needs to work on these graphics in
Yes.
case, or
The suits
we need to
are-
we need to update these graphics, or do man just you might have some downtime and be like, oh
Yeah, no, more
search-
time
yeah,
obituary
on the,
walls,
looking on the server and be like, oh, this is
you
kind
know
of
what we
hard.
need, like, or,
That's a
like,
downtime.
that's why, like, it sounds kind of like I'm patting myself on the back, but that's often how I know, like, when something's about to be big, because I've already worked on it in anticipation of it.
Oh,
Okay,
So-
right.
I don't know when like Tesla became like a bit of a thing and people knew what Tesla was. I was telling them, yeah, we need to build like a Tesla wall or we need a virtual reality wall because this is going to be a big sector that's going to make loads
So,
of money.
Bitcoin.
Crypto, all of that. Yeah, I said it to all of these things. And
Do you have an Andrew Tate wall?
no, fuck that guy. No.
So short lived.
I guess in the States, my thing goes as what's the channel? It'll be CNBC News over here, which is like financial news, but we share graphics often. So in the States, it will be like MSNBC,
SCV, yeah.
which is like very left leaning, so they would have no time for him. But certain characters, but where I am, it's going to be more financial.
Okay.
So like
Yeah.
Elon Musk will have a wall, or Jeff Bezos,
Yeah.
Jack Dorsey,
Uh-huh.
tech and peas is what they care about. Like
Yeah.
peas primarily, but yeah, man, it was sorry, I'm away from the mic. Yeah, I just saw it coming.
Where were you when it was announced, Liz?
Uh,
It's like one of those things we look back on in like I don't know, however many years. But like, I remember
shit.
I was
Where and this probably plays a part in how I feel about the entire thing, but
okay.
I can't remember. Dan,
Says a lot.
what day was it?
Thursday the 8th of September, 2022.
So that was last.
Don't forget it, bro.
That was
Thursday,
last
yeah.
Thursday. I think I was at home. I think I was
Just
just
kicking
at home.
it.
Yeah. I think I was
just
just.
on
Did
normal.
you look back out your profile pictures?
God,
No.
forbid.
I was
For
on.
what?
I was definitely at. I was definitely at home.
I didn't put a BLM black square up. I put one up for this. That would be crazy.
Yeah, I was definitely at home because I remember watching the news where she was unwell. Then I remember. No, actually, I remember going to Tesco. I think we went to, and you were messaging in a group saying,
it's going
Buckle
down.
up.
Yeah.
So we were talking about it. Then I think when we came back, I think we were talking. Someone said it in a group. Then I went into the front room and put the TV on, and we were watching it. Yeah. I was at home pretty much.
And it's been on the TV ever since.
Do you know what's funny? It's been on the TV ever since, and the interest is little
Waning.
But whenever I put the TV on, I just find myself sitting there
Still
watching it.
consuming. Yeah, fair.
But I think it's probably more so just to know what's happening, kind of thing.
Even though the exact like it's not a developing news story. like see, like
Nothing's
COVID,
changed.
it might have made
Yeah,
sense to
yeah.
keep
Yeah,
up on it. Like
it's
the
here
numbers.
now.
Yeah,
Is
yeah,
it
yeah.
closer
There
to
now.
me?
No.
Blah blah blah. This is
Mutated.
the
Yeah.
same story.
She's still dead.
Like yeah. She's not, that she's coming back.
The queues are still queuing.
Long, yeah.
Just people still embarrassing themselves.
Will you remember where were you?
Where were you done?
I was sitting around the pool.
Yeah,
Let them know.
Yeah. I was sitting around the pool in the sun, and that forum that I've been on since I was a kid.
Yeah, still going strong.
That's still going strong, and they've got like constant updates. So it's like a version of Reddit, for instance.
Yeah,
or,
yeah.
like, and people just post everything that's going on, commentary, the good, the bad. There are people that work in these industries. There are royalists, there are Republicans. So big
Mixed
arguments,
bag.
and yeah, it's just flowing and flowing and flowing. And similar to like you giving us the inside track, a lot of people on there had like the inside track, and they're saying it's gonna be. They were saying it was either gonna be 3 o'clock or 6 o'clock, and then the 6 o'clock people were
rollout.
close. It was like 6:30. But yeah, man, I was sitting around the beach, sitting around the pool on holiday, and where I was, there were a lot of English people. And you could start to like hear different things like around
chatter.
different conversations, and then in my head I'm thinking, oh, maybe I should move further away from you, sit closer to them people over there, because as this, I don't know, as these characters or people do, they divide opinion in it. So yeah, there were some royalists, there were some Republicans, some people who didn't care at all, just wanted to keep tanning up.
What were you lot's personal reactions to it? Like, there's, you know, like certain things that when they happen abroad, it can be like, oh, like you can feel like, oh,
Yeah,
like,
I've missed it. Or
Slightly
I
out of
wish
touch.
I was home.
Yeah.
World Cup 2018, I think we
Uh-huh,
went to the
you were-
semi-finals, and I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
if we get to the final, I'm coming yard. like.
Oh yeah.
Even in the Euros, I was like, I'm coming to London. Oh, they're both.
Yeah,
none
it
of
never
that's
happened
happened.
yet.
But, did you feel like away?
All I kept thinking was, I wonder what it's gonna be like when I land back in England.
Okay.
Like, is it gonna be booky?
Yeah,
Like, is it gonna
everything's
be
black.
like, yeah, is everyone gonna,
Gonna
be
be dark.
indoors? People crying in the streets. But I think the biggest thing when I landed was that the advertising at the airport was off.
Everywhere, innit?
It was
Oh,
just,
well, no.
it was
Oh.
like RIP or
Yeah, the,
like
the
the
sunrise,
dates.
sunset
Yeah,
date.
yeah. That thing. But I weren't too surprised at that when I came home. But yeah, it weren't like everyone get inside and cry for 10 days, which is cool. And I guess in terms of personal reaction, not too phased by the whole thing at all. And that's probably like a nice way of putting it.
yeah. Yeah. Personally, I'm gonna use Dan's words because my own probably wouldn't be as clean as that. But yeah, I think I'm gonna use the thing that everyone keeps saying. It's unfortunate that someone has passed, but yeah, it's a bit, for me, I'm a bit like shrug shoulder kind of. Okay, I kind of get it. I can understand why people would be upset and how they feel, but for me, I'm just a bit like, okay,
Yeah.
something that's just happened in
An
the
older
world.
woman that's passed away.
Yeah.
Had
Yeah.
who lived a nice life. Like, I'm not going to be queuing up
No,
like David Beckham.
no,
I won't be
no, definitely not
for
not
13
queuing up.
hours. So supposedly, Rich, your personal reactions when we crying at work? You need to step away from your desk.
Yeah,
For a minute.
I need a moment, guys.
Yeah,
No, I
give
was
me
on
some
my
time.
way back. I was on a train, which isn't like I kind of wanted to be watching. You know what I mean? See it 'cause, I mean, I work in the news, innit? I wanted to see how they actually probably
Yeah.
rolled out. So I actually missed it, and then yeah, that was it. I got in that day. I drove like partly to work and then jumped on the train.
Okay.
So I jumped back in my whip, and I've turned the radio on. I'm like,
They're playing hymns.
someone's been in my car.
Oh yeah.
I
sorry.
like someone's. This ain't the station. And then I heard the sound and I was like, oh, of course. I was like, this is gonna be in your face, in your ears. Like,
B-side.
there's no escaping it.
Radio
Yeah,
was
forced morning is. That's one thing I haven't liked about it.
yeah,
It's like
yeah.
Capital Extra.
Radio was very like
songs.
the songs changed.
Yeah, there's two playlists I think radio stations have. There's sad and saddest, and then you can play one or the other depending on, I guess, the
What?
big exec producer.
How more dead someone
Yeah,
is.
how much do you want to mourn today?
Yeah, radio was strange because the music changed. There were no adverts, and when you change, say, I don't, what's it like, One Extra and Capital Extra or whatever, Capital FM, whatever, you'd hear like the same song,
same.
Yeah.
and then like we changed station. I'm like, haven't we? Didn't they just play this song?
Yeah.
Not knowing that
It's the same station.
changed. Yeah, it was. TV was slightly weird. The first 5 channels
until about Monday, Tuesday,
yeah,
the following week.
no
it was
adverts.
Just bare documentaries. That
Bare
Yeah, just-
documentaries.
like, it's just the Queen, isn't it? Even on your on-demand service platforms.
yeah,
you
Sky,
go on
yeah, like
Because I was saying this before,
Change
again,
their-
the
use
official
Sky
thing.
changed
I was
their
like,
thing,
watch
yeah.
when you lot get home, Netflix, The Crown's gonna be slamming you. You won't get
Oh,
the
is
thing.
it?
Yeah.
And then Bear
watched
Queen
that yesterday.
documentaries. All you say you watched it yesterday.
or I wasn't watching it. Someone was catching up.
Yeah,
on
yeah.
it.
This is what it's gonna be for. Well, I mean, until Monday now, isn't it?
yes.
19th state funeral
Some people say that there's supposedly post that there's an extension of it, like
of mourning.
Morning, yeah.
So I've heard that I don't know, I heard this prior to, I guess, the death, that because you see like the national anthem is supposed to change. People have been singing God Save the King already,
Yeah,
which
yeah.
is bare odd to me. But I've heard it's not apparently officially supposed to change it to a year
Okay,
after the death. But
we'll see at the World Cup where. Or
Yeah.
we'll see England's international games.
is that next week?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we will see. What were your lot's thoughts on Mandem, Cousins, Gallem, everyone around us? What were your opinions on the posts in memoriam? I think it is possibly the phrase. People celebrating the life of the Queen, which I think when I logged onto Instagram that Thursday evening, there were a lot of tributes going on from people that I never knew were royalists or particularly fans of the Queen or the royal family.
I saw
Everyone
a few.
free to do this, or is it a thing?
Did you
where
say everyone should feel free to do this?
yeah, what do you?
I mean, yeah, if that's like,
of course.
do it if
Yeah,
you want it. It's your thing. I'm not gonna stop you. Say what
Yeah.
you look like.
you looking at anyone sideways because
freedom
of
of
it,
speech.
or
But what I noticed was the posters posted. Like the people I could have thought,
okay,
yeah, he'll probably post. Yeah, sure. Yeah, she's definitely like I could have guessed everybody. Nobody surprised me.
Okay.
And then you get the almost the backlash where the people I would have suspected to
the
post something,
non-posters, non-posted.
the non-posters or the anti-posters. Let's call it an anti-post. And some you could even say it's realist or an alternate opinion. The people that had a negative view
For
of
want
the
of a better
Queen
term,
or
woke.
the Empire.
Can we say woke still? Is woke still a good?
No,
thing?
woke's done out. Woke's
Yeah,
bastardized,
woke's
man.
been
Woke's,
bastardized.
woke's dead.
Poor woke. Man.
Yeah, the people I expected to have a negative reaction had a negative reaction. So
We say
I
par
wasn't
for the
out
course.
surprised.
Is just,
It was kind of predictable.
Mhm.
If I'm being honest.
Yeah, seeing a post on social media it comes with everything now, so I wasn't surprised. But yeah, like we said, it's if that's what you, if that's what you choose to do, then you're free to do whatever you want. It's your platform, and even if it's not on a platform, you're free to say whatever it is. There were a few people that I thought, oh, okay, like
this is new.
not. I just didn't think you would bother posting it. Like the non-posters posting. It's a bit like you could have just left it.
There's that group think in it. Like if you don't put, you're left out. Like
Maybe,
I feel
yeah.
like there's a level
tribal
of that.
kind of-
yeah, like
definitely.
go with the crowd. But then I also do think a lot of people don't know the ills of
The Empire of Empire.
the
ruins
empire,
of
the
empire.
institution. But then I also do think that we're quite what's the word, forgetful in that a lot of wrongs have been done in recent times. So the Meghan Markle situation,
Yeah.
Prince Andrew being supported, things coming out about quelling independence movements.
Yeah.
Like this stuff is recent. Like, but
It's not history.
everything
Yeah,
is like modern
yeah.
history
In your lifetime.
and then all of a sudden she's passed, and now everyone's like, oh,
Yeah,
really sad.
I was saying this yesterday to my miss when he was watching the Crown. It's her iconography, like overshadows all of that stuff.
every single thing.
So I think those like the non-posters posting, and not to say this is all, but let's say the general non-poster posting is not paying attention to all the ills that have happened, and it's just looking at it as the Queen, the Queen, the brand of the Queen.
Does anyone have better PR in the world?
No, this I don't think it's David Beckham. Is up there. David Beckham's PR is quite good.
People saying he queued, but he didn't even queue. Look at the machine.
Yeah.
The machine is.
She's definitely up there.
She's definitely.
yeah, I can't think of anyone with a better marketing team.
Definitely top five.
Yeah.
Obama.
100%.
Yeah, to be fair, his PR's good. Yeah, the smiling American
Basketball playing,
black guy, like
playlist curating.
his playlist. Jay-Z in the phone book having, but yeah, his ills and wrongdoings probably don't get broadcasters as much as they should.
But yeah, I think the whole like I was watching the news, and you just hear the plaudits and the words and the things that are coming out of people's mouths, and I'm like, maybe it's me, maybe that's how I am, but I just think and I said this, everyone's done good in the world, and the same person has done maybe some bad in the world.
Everyone's done a bit of both.
Yeah,
Relative.
that I think that's normal. Unfortunately, it's normal, but it's the way life is. But I think there are obviously levels to the bad.
The badness. Yeah.
So let's not forget that. So for me, I'd find it hard to speak so well of someone who has done significant bad in the world. And it's not to say I hate. My thing is indifferent. I don't hate. I'm not for the Queen. I'm just a bit like.
I get it. I'm kind of like that. I got a bit, not torn, but I know a fair amount of the ills of the empire and all of that. But I remember when we were talking about when Prince Philip died. I said, you see her walking, she's a little old lady.
Yeah.
Like, I'm a human being. Like, I can think two things at once that don't coincide with each other. Like, I still feel like that's a little for a woman.
And
I don't think there should be anything wrong with that.
No. I don't think so.
I don't think there should be anything wrong with
that. And I think, more to what Les was saying, I think like both sides should be explored or mentioned, or like shouldn't be shunned or escorted away from a parade.
What do you make of, I guess in general, it doesn't have to be the Queen, but people speaking ill of the dead. How do you feel about that? Because it's always like a thing that people say, but it's like, we speak terribly about Hitler, and like certain people, we can talk real badness about them. Because
I think
en masse they looked one way, at least from this region.
I think with time, people are probably more accepting of you speaking down on someone who's just passed away. I think when someone just passed and it's raw, some people are like
comedy in it, like too soon.
It's like how soon is too soon? Like I am not massively for it myself, but I understand why some people would make jokes and celebrate the passing of certain people because of what they're tied to, what they've stood for. So I'm not massively like, you shouldn't speak ill of, like, maybe if you spoke ill of them when they were alive, you're not going to care about them when they're dead. KTSE, as Tiana Taylor said. I'm not too, like, people are like, it's unbecoming, like, and it's like, I don't know, man. Like, it's still a person, isn't it?
There was a tweet I saw from, I don't know who this woman is, but she's got a blue check. Why do we say check? Just because everybody else says it.
Americans.
We definitely say tick.
I say tick.
You say tick?
Yeah.
Sound like Jay-Z or something. Like,
got a blue check. Her name is, I think it's Yuju Anya.
Oh, her tweet.
I'll read it and I'll bring it up on.
Oh, I think I've seen
she
this.
Said,
God.
I heard the chief monarch of a thieving, raping, genocidal empire is finally dying. May her pain be excruciating. Okay?
See that one there.
Like, you see that? This is what I mean.
I saw it and I was like, ooh, sis.
Like, that cuts deep.
Had she lied?
She's not lied.
She hasn't.
She's not lied in what
I
she
guess
said.
the sprinkle of may her death be excruciating. There's, again, the human side of me is like, he's up.
Because, so
everything you said was true, but now you've just like, put the knife in.
So for me, that bit, I feel is unnecessary because, like I said, there are people who have done good in the world and people who have done bad. Her bads might slightly outweigh the general man's bad. But if you flip it and look at maybe, I don't know, let's say a relative of her or someone that she knew, I'm sure that person's done good and that person's done bad. And whoever that person's done bad to, if they said the same thing, you'd probably feel a certain way about what they've said.
Yeah.
So she's definitely not lied in what she's said, but I think things like that are necessary.
Okay.
Bit soon, too much as well.
It's not even that. I don't even think it's a bit soon. I just think it's like it's
just a level.
It's just not a way to. For me, it's not a way to speak. Like, why? Like that's like, even if you said that sat next to me, I'd be a bit. And I'm not pro monarch or whatever. But even if you said that sat next to me, I'd be a bit like,
chills.
Calm down. Like,
your wife says that to you, like.
Was it? It was so bad that what Jeff Bezos came out and
oh, did he?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't realize.
He quote tweeted it.
saying what this is a,
something
this is a bit
like,
much.
is this like you're supposed to be like a professor or something? Or
Yeah, I
like,
think I,
shut
yeah,
up, Jeff.
I just think
And then she was like, I'm not having it from you with your like
Just
like
throw it
slave
from the-
labor. Like she stuck it on him, like,
Okay.
and then he kind of I think he disappeared again.
Yeah, of course it did.
Little Android
yeah.
to
For me,
weirdo.
I think it's she raises a good point,
Mm-hmm.
and I think it's important that people are reminded of history in general, not just the bads that people have done, but the goods that people have done. But just a reminder, and the first part of that is true, but the last bit I just think that's a personal thing.
I think because the regime has probably inflicted the same pain or more pain on people that are related to her that may look like her, I kind of understand it. Kind of understand it. There was a video of a Kenyan lady who was, I guess, part of a what they were called rebellion group where Kenya trying to like gain independence, and they were kind of
Concentration camps kind of thing. innit?
treated
Oh,
like
yeah,
poor,
yeah, yeah.
like hit with blades, and her husband disappeared into the bush and never came back.
Yeah.
Like I kind of get it. And the Queen was saying, "No, you lot shouldn't be independent. Like stay under our rule." So
Yeah.
then, like when I see stuff like that, and you learn more about those movements,
get where
of
it's coming
trying
from,
to
innit?
stop Ghana from being independent,
Yeah,
like stuff
yeah.
like that. I'm like, yeah, fuck him, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I can see why someone would tweet that, if especially their family or generation before has been
Yeah.
directly tied to it. But yeah, I probably wouldn't tweet something like that
Yeah.
in my current state. But if my family were affected by it massively,
Yeah.
then yeah, man, get your tweets off, man. Use them characters. But yeah, Jeff Bezos coming out and tweeting, it was so funny. She weren't having it from him either. She tried to put him back in his box. Do you think how far removed do you think we are from like North Korea? Are we like that much different?
Dan, I feel like I said this maybe at Philip's death thing. When you start seeing the parades and that, and then this when I said like about the forced sadness and mourning, and
Oh, there's a good
I can't escape
page
this.
called, I think it's called Grief Watch, and it talks about kind of like competitive mourning. Is
yes,
what
I've
it's
seen some of that in like when we see
Competitive
things
grieving.
of about North Korea. And like you have to outcry your comrade, like because I'm the saddest.
Make it
Yeah.
hurt.
And I feel like there's a bit of that among like channels and stuff like that. You definitely see a bit of that, but I don't like the forced mourning thing. Just makes you feel like raw. Like I've woken up, I've seen a bit of TV. Sad the Queen's died. Everyone talks in
Yeah.
this somber tone, and
yeah,
like
yeah.
then I go on.
The
Then
news
I
is the
try to go to gym or
worst, it's
whatever, and they're playing all sad music. Then I'm gonna be sad, innit?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
it's
yeah.
the
Yeah, yeah.
programming.
It's
Like,
like-
for me, it revealed
Yeah.
the programming,
Bare
that,
conditioning, yeah.
Yeah, bare conditioning. Yeah, and that was
Just
like
want to get these reps off, bro.
how far are we?
I was reading an article this morning, and it's I'll try to find it, but it's about a woman. She was talking about people like accepting that she's not like pro like queen or monarchy or whatever, just because of the ills that we've mentioned
Yeah.
that they've done. So if I'm not waving my flag or like crying or doing these
leave me
things, then
alone.
like understand there's a reason why. But she started off by saying that I think one of her kids came back from school saying that they had to, or that their teacher was like, they were told to put like their thoughts on the back of like a Paddington shaped card or something.
Course, yeah.
The other one was I think the profile pic of the Queen, the one that everyone's seen, and it's like some colouring thing that they had done in school.
Oh,
and, like,
okay.
the
Yeah,
child
yeah.
brought home, and it was kind of like, to the sadness point, it's like this is being like shoved
Pushed, yeah.
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 on them
You
rather
lot
than
shouldn't forget it.
this has happened, like understand maybe the significance of what's happened, but it's up to you how you want to.
But they're making the youths partake in it, which is
Yeah.
is a bit mad. Isn't
Like even watching the news, and I'm seeing like parents dragging their kids to here, and the kids are speaking, and it's like,
I love the Queen.
like what?
You lot are crazy.
Like what are you even talking about?
Yeah, I went because I worked not too far from the mall, so I walked down
yeah.
there at
Okay.
lunch the other day, do some people watching,
Busy.
And
Oh, obviously.
it was rammed. I think I put a voice note in. I was saying, if anyone wants to commit crime, not that you should.
Now would
Probably
be a bad
now
time.
would be. It's a good time to be a criminal
Yeah.
in some town on the outskirts of wherever, because I've never seen that many police. Like
Yeah.
there aren't that many police. Like I'm sure there were like
They got some.
there's like
fucking-
brief
yeah.
couple of strippers and that.
all them Chocolate City guys are like, we'll do it. I've never seen
Some
that many
volunteers,
police. Magic Mike and all them man.
Some couple ball boys dressed
yeah,
in police
yeah,
outfits.
yeah.
Moody outfits.
I've never seen. It's like Halloween or something. Like
Yeah, yeah,
some of the
yeah.
uniforms were a bit shaky.
sus.
Yeah,
Some old outfits.
but there was bare police, military, and there was a smell of Brexit in the air.
Yeah.
Like it was everywhere, man. It was horrible.
Sorry, Dan. I was saying that yesterday as well. That I've not seen any black people.
I
In the
saw
queues or news.
I've seen some.
black lady
Oh,
with
very
a
few, very few, shall I
bouquet of flowers. I don't know
Okay.
where she was taking it to. Maybe her partner had given them to her, but she had some flowers and was walking in the direction of Buckingham Palace.
Okay.
I'm
I
not.
was like,
I know. Nah, let me just not say anything.
Speak
Like,
well, man.
I guess whatever, innit? Like, do what you want, innit? I'm not, but that's.
Say what you want to say.
I don't want to be that person. Like that's dead. Being caught on TV, yeah. With a black skin with like flowers that you don't give to anybody. Like, what are you doing? You stood up for 12 hours. Like, I mean, do you, innit? But come on, man. What we doing, man?
Freedom.
Bro, we all need more time. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone's always stressed. I'm busy.
we need more time.
How
queuing
now?
for-
No one's busy.
Somehow I've found 10 hours to queue to drop some flowers.
Yeah, do what you want. Just do what you want, man.
Yeah.
Just do what you want. Do you.
The worst thing I saw, or the weirdest thing, in terms of like the competitive grieving, was I saw the Kebab Awards.
Oh, Lord.
They posted a message of like condolence to the Queen, and I was just like, so weird, like all this stuff. Like, who is like? So someone's probably been like Kebab Awards. They've tweeted they're okay.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
can
that's-
stay. Like, it's just like.
Everyone's just trying not to get deported, man. That's the reality. So I get it. That's what I'm saying. When you there's always some black guy in the Union Jack suit. Where
that
do you
guy.
even get one? And he's got like, the hat on, and he's
Doing the
basically marching around the mall. And yeah, man. There's
man
always
just want
one.
that indefinite stay. I get it. I get it.
Please.
Man. The things we do.
He's putting his freedom at risk by being on camera.
Hopefully that will do it. Yeah. It's,
I get it,
it's
man.
a
We all
weird
got to
time.
play games,
It's a
man.
weird time, man.
You have,
And,
sometimes, you have to do things you don't want to sometimes, you know.
yeah. we got the bank holiday.
Yeah.
But everything's gonna be closed. So
All right, why
forced mourning again.
before-
Stay in your house. Cry.
long before she passed, why was everyone saying that we get like 10 days bank holiday or 12
Oh,
days? People
that's
chat
crazy.
so
TikTok.
much shit, man.
That TikTok.
Yeah, stay off TikTok.
Yeah. It's yeah. We got the day.
I'm
How you gonna spend it? You gonna watch?
I might watch. There's
Yeah.
something
Oh,
again.
I'll definitely watch. I think
Well, I say all of this stuff, yeah, but I do like seeing the
Pageantry.
the pomp and pageantry of it all. Like it's
Yeah.
still like epic to look at.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
yeah.
I do you know
agree.
one thing I like? I've clocked. It's not something I just like in the roles. I like seeing tradition, just seeing seeing what people do when X happens, or
Yeah.
different cultures do when this happens. I like learning about that stuff. So
Yeah,
I'll
Weird,
watch.
like British like history and culture is very like weird.
Do you know
the fact that it still exists? And this is slightly random, but to the point. I was watching something on Netflix. I think some documentary about central London, but the city of London,
Oh, okay. Yeah.
and it's
It's
completely
his own world, isn't it?
own thing. Like government kind of, police different. Like,
Remember I was telling man about it from back in the day, in the city police.
Yeah,
they
in
do,
the Red Book, they don't play,
they
man.
do, yeah, like that. Those things I've like seen, but I didn't
different.
know it was like. I think even their financial system is very different. Like it's not governed by the same things, and like they have like certain ceremonies or things that always happen, but you never. Like they're not in the news. You don't see them posted any. Like it's so weird. But yeah,
Yeah,
like,
like Lord Mayor and all that.
All of that
Like,
stuff.
Yeah.
Even that stuff's weird. Like, when
Yeah.
you look in like the mayor of Edmonton and that.
Oh yeah, I see
and
that.
they always got that
With
the
the bust
chain,
down.
the bust down with bare gold. Like,
no
why-
one tried
like,
to yank it yet.
like, isn't it weird that we're super modern, super western?
But this is what I'm saying. Like,
But we
these
hold on
things,
to some-
these
Like-
things still happen. Like, even like
God.
Charles, I've forgotten what the term
Charles.
is, but Charles becoming king. It's not an ascension, but it's
I
coronation?
think that is the thing. Yeah, yeah. It's like,
It might, not his coronation, because I think
think
that,
it might be
that's
ascension,
happening next
yeah.
year. But it's his ascension. Them basically saying he is now the king. Like, even stuff like that is like weird. I just think,
I saw a woman kiss his hand. That was
Yeah,
crazy.
I saw that
You've seen his
live.
hands, by the way. His hands are
bro, his hands are mad. Like,
Mazel.
crazy.
but again,
I
what
see a woman kiss his face.
his hands are always
But
been
they've
like
cut
that.
it.
COVID's done.
They've cut things from thing. Like if you can catch it live, but they won't replay it.
Okay,
Okay.
yeah.
But yeah, like Les is saying, I find like I'm saying us as Westerners, we can
I'm a
often
bit
look
like,
at
this is
other
strange,
cultures
like, yeah,
and be like, that's a weird custom. Why is he wearing a dress? Why is a man
Yeah.
wearing a dress
Yeah,
and all
yeah,
that?
yeah, yeah.
But then you see the people in the highest land at the top, they've got to do weird, like even like because they went to Balmoral, isn't it?
yeah.
And then she has to come down like her body has to
Scotland,
come
yeah.
a certain
Yeah,
way.
yeah.
The Scots have to greet her first,
Yeah.
and he has to wear a certain thing. Even Andrew gets adorned in this, and it's like, oh, this is like
The one thing that I
saying
thought,
that different to the them jungle man you talk about.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
the one thing that I thought that I rated, and I thought this is like cold. Like, I would not queue to see this, but I like being in the place while this is happening. It's probably more of an experience than just walking past the coffin or the tomb, whatever you want to call it. So, her 4 kids stood. So you know her line in state, and you got the guards standing at the ends and the sides.
Yeah.
They stood at the end. So Charles
okay.
and whatever the other names are stood
Or
at
when
the
they
end,
walked.
where you know where people are walking past.
Yeah.
But they stood where she's lying in state.
To
They
kind
stood
of,
at the
like,
top
to
and the end
guard
and the
her,
side to
like-
guard her.
Symbolic. There's always
yeah.
these symbolic gestures.
And so that bit, I thought that's kind of decent.
Okay.
I was like, that's kind of
I wish
like.
I had like 5 youths. They'd have to make like a different.
Pentagon.
Yeah.
Make a
One,
Star
2
of
man on one
David.
side.
yeah.
But yeah, like when I think they did that last night, and it might have been for like 15 minutes or 20 minutes or whatever. But they were like in their full like whatever the outfit
Garb.
is. Yeah, full outfit. And they were just like stood there in silence, and I thought, yeah, this is cold
Okay, yeah, it's mad. Them man have been dragged around, up, down the
everywhere,
world.
fam. I keep thinking
These
like,
times
how's
your
Charles
mum
getting
just
the?
died, like,
Yeah,
That's that in itself is quite mad.
I'm
People
thinking,
saying hip hip hooray like the day after, or like the same day he came down to London. People like hip hip hooray. I'm like, bro, like
24 hours ago. Like,
if that, yeah, mum, that's but your hair
it's
just
strange.
getting lit. But yeah, man, history was made. More history. We've lived the
Dan,
last
I don't like
5
it.
to 10
I don't like it.
it's a lot, man.
How many fucking unprecedented things are going to happen
How much more
I'm
can
in
we
our
take?
lifetimes?
I'm
Like,
actually tired.
we done
me
saw
rest.
September 11th.
That was what 21 year anniversary the other day.
Yeah, you would know.
Yeah, man.
I think
Yeah,
that was
yeah.
the first significant thing. And bro, the last few years have just been crazy. There'll
Who
be more.
knows what is next? Yeah, hopefully it just eases up, man. Things just
Plateau.
cool off. Yeah, but I doubt that will be the case. But yeah, we'll see, man. Speaking of that 21 years, did you see the Joe Budden interview with the guy who was on the Bin Laden assassination mission?
What, on a Joe Budden podcast?
Yeah. No, it's not Joe Budden podcast. So it's I think it's part of
Spin-off or something.
his Patreon thing.
So, sorry, he interviews who?
He interviewed one of the guys who was on the mission to kill Osama bin Laden.
Wow.
Crazy.
Yeah. And the guy's like talking about it. He looks and sounds exactly how you'd
you
expect that guy to.
And the thing is, I don't even know
Super
what it is, but
military.
when I see it, I'm gonna be like, yeah.
yeah. But yeah, it's crazy that Joe Budden, just a podcaster, a low-level entertainer, is able
Yeah.
to get those interviews. It's kind of mad.
He's done a few, you know. I was looking back through some weird. He's interviewed like Neil deGrasse Tyson on the podcast and stuff like that.
Yeah.
yeah.
I feel like
Few
they've
odd
got
ones.
a friendship, like which
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
a
Few
bit weird.
strange ones.
Yeah, no,
Go on, Liz.
No, I was just gonna say, yeah, Joe's doing some big things, man. I like to see it.
I've seen all the podcasters coming to the UK. Joe Rogan's coming. Rory and
I got
Mal.
tickets to the Rogan thing, so.
Oh,
yeah.
you copped, yeah?
It's P, man.
I can imagine.
It's P. Like, I was just like, fuck it.
Yeah,
Ish.
let us know what the audience makeup is.
Yeah,
Because
that's
I can't work it out. I feel like he's NRA guns and
But we don't have that
hunters.
over here.
But
I
yeah,
can
we
see
don't have that.
the
So
UK, I can kind of
what's the UK equivalent?
couple of gammons, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
no.
shouting.
I don't know. I know quite oddly. Well, I guess my sample size is a bit rigged almost. I know quite a few black men that listen to Rogan. I don't know that many white men, but of course there's going to be bare white men that listen to him. I don't know. I'd assume there'd be like anyone that listens. Like if you're really in the cult, you
Like,
should all have
what is
kind of
his
like
audi-
similar
like
things.
what does his average audience member look like? It'll be good to see.
Yeah,
or
I'll
hear
find
back
out.
from you. Yeah, yeah. Rory and Mal coming over. I'm like, do I buy tickets? But there's no one in the world I know that would go with me. I'd go by myself, and it'd be quite weird.
I'd roll to see them, to see what it's like.
Like, yeah. All right, let's.
I want to see Joe come over though,
Yeah, Budden, I'd
but
probably. I'd step out for.
I think Joe actually hates London. Unless he's over here for gal, I think he actually hates.
here to
I think he
get some
actually
East
hates-
African girl and
I think he
take
actually
her
hates
back
London.
to New York. Then he's not on it. And Dame Dash is coming over as well.
I would like to see
Yes,
him,
yeah.
Him and Tricky are going to be.
but that's a
and Nicky
weird
Slim
link up
thing.
to me.
Just goes to show, yeah, this podcasting space is
Yeah.
The world is
flourishing
getting
or
smaller.
thriving.
That's it.
I'd
I
say.
see a clip of. This isn't them coming. Well, they're over here already, but I see a clip of 3 Shots to Tequila with Keith Murray.
That's
Oh yeah,
bare random.
just like the green-eyed monster they used to call him.
Bookie, I think it was Keith Murray, and
That's
he's
very
like
weird.
No,
topless
that's Eric
for
Sermon, my bad.
for some weird
Why is
reason.
he topless?
Fuck knows.
But Keith Murray and Eric Sermon did have songs.
Yeah,
already.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is a very, very random link up. But yeah, it's just crazy. I'm thinking, this podcast space it's going somewhere.
It's becoming its own
Becoming
industry.
a thing. Something which I guess is generational and doesn't seem to be going away is men taking the bins out. There was a tweet from Ashley Louise, and Rich, you say she's kind of growing. Her tweets are
I just noticed. I keep seeing her.
she's popping up. I
seeing
have
her.
no clue who she is or what she does.
Me neither. She got
But
that blue check.
She got a blue check. She's a terrorist. She said, "Taking the bins out is not a woman's job. Full stop."
I saw that yesterday actually. Some girl posted it.
A lot of
And
people-
she
yeah,
put,
that one was
she
doing numbers, that
She was
one.
like, honestly, and I just can't be bothered. I just let her.
And I
with
said
it.
in a group, it seems that gender roles are okay when it comes to certain things.
Dan's good at this, isn't it?
Do you know what's funny?
Dan poking the bear.
And I don't know why this popped up in my head. So like yesterday, I made dinner. Whatever, had dinner, fine, whatever, at the dining table. So then I'm like cleaning. So the deal is whoever cooks, the other person does the washing.
That makes
It's a
sense.
nice setup, man.
So then obviously I cooked, so then she was gonna do the washing up or whatever. But I was just cleaning the dining table that we ate on. And I don't know why it popped up in my head, but like a couple years ago, I was having a conversation with a few other boys, and we were talking about like roles, and like obviously like bins and like cooking and cleaning, all of
Opening
that
jars.
yeah, all of that shit.
Opening jars.
Like there should be specific roles
Okay.
in the household.
Oh, should there?
Yeah, and I thought I was cleaning the table. I don't know why, and I was like,
This ain't my job.
should I? Obviously,
Wow.
And if she ever hears this, I don't care.
Yeah,
like,
man.
I'd like a clean table, in
Yeah,
so I'll
yeah,
clean
yeah.
the table, and I do the washing up. I don't care. But for some, I can't remember why it popped up in my head. Then yeah, the taking the bins out thing. I'm just like, if the bin needs to go out, the bin needs to go out.
So we both can do.
Would you not say it's a men's role? A man's role?
No,
I feel like we've been duped into thinking it is.
Programmed.
Yeah, programming, conditioning, the propaganda, stuff like that doesn't help. Those tweets there, that doesn't help, and it kind of entrenches these ideas
Do you take the bins out?
all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Same.
all the time. Every now and again, you might get like once or twice a year, you might get the
Maybe.
I'll do it,
Blue moons.
which
isn't
is
it?
nice.
for me, if the bin's full and you're like about to
Overseeing it.
if you're about to put something in the bin and the bin is full,
The lid won't close.
Nah, man, you gotta play the game, innit? I'm not.
Then-
You gotta play
Stop
that.
it.
I'm not doing this game.
Man, I'm playing
Find
Jenga
the
with
gap.
Jenga with rubbish.
Find a gap in the bin.
Yeah, yeah.
And then crease whatever you've got, and then put it
Put it
in,
on top,
and
you
then
gotta
close the
stack it
bin.
up.
People
No.
get real creative when the bin's
Stand it up, fam.
Be like, how'd you get that in the bin? Fam, if the bin's full and you think this needs to go out, empty the bin.
What if you don't think it needs to go out?
You know the tricky one is, so living in a flat now on the first floor, I guess. It's long to keep going downstairs to put the actual bin away. So you take the bin out, put it in the bag. Oh, it's in the bag already, and then put it out just outside the door.
Fam, you see that?
So then the next person that goes out,
collect that on your way out.
Not happening.
funny thing is, when I left this morning, I emptied the bin last night and put it by the door. So
Okay.
whenever I go out, I'll take it.
On my way down.
I was in a bit of a rush. So
Ah,
It's
it's still
walk
there.
trip, wasn't it?
kind of walks round.
You're not playing to your gender role.
Kind of walks round the
What?
bin. But that is the idea. So whoever goes out next, just take the
Just
bin
drag
out.
it down. See that when people leave it out in the hallway or whatever, I'd complain to the
Always mad. This is
That's
outdoors.
your neighborhood watch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll be that.
Snitch. Hello.
Yeah.
No, I think hallway indoors is mad. This is outdoors, so it's like a balcony. So it's outside.
Yeah,
fresh,
okay.
yeah. But yeah, indoors, I think you might as well.
You're trying to turn this place upside down.
Yeah,
So you
yeah,
get
yeah,
rats on
yeah,
that.
yeah,
It's
exactly,
long,
yeah.
bro.
Take
Yeah.
it to the bin.
Why is taking the bins out a man's role? I don't know. How did it
I
become
think
a
it's a man's role because
You think
men's
it is, or
roles-
you're trying to
I
explain,
think people
rationalize?
think it's yeah.
Okay.
That's the important distinction to me.
Yeah,
It's a man's role because bins can be a little bit heavy.
Yeah.
Can be just a bit of weight to it. Yeah, I just said that. And then it's messy.
it's the mess. I think it's the messiness.
It's messy.
Men are messier creatures.
because
or
we like touching
we're
that shit.
born
don't
from
we?
the
We
dirt.
like having dirty hands.
Yeah.
and all that shit. So that's why I think it's a man's role. It's dirty. Honestly,
mad.
I think that's the logic.
Are there any women's roles, or is that like a thing where your podcast gets cancelled?
We're about to find out. No, I think as like gender roles are changing,
These are all
I say
Chief's
that
thoughts.
kind of changing. What did you say?
I said these are all your thoughts, your opinions.
Distance.
You're gonna get the Trevor Sinclair. Yeah.
It's the next podcast.
Yeah.
No, I think as gender roles are changing, I can't remember what I was gonna say, bro. Like I clearly
He
forgot.
said, "I'm not trying to get cancelled."
I was just gonna forget, and then
No,
we'll
honestly,
move on.
I'm genuinely
It's on the tip of my
forgotten
tongue.
what I
and
was
it's
gonna
just
say.
moved on,
I'll
man.
say something else. I think as gender roles are changing, people are picking and choosing kind of the ones they don't want to.
Yeah.
Because like you want women. So we go back a little while. I think it's like 1950s or kind of post-war. That's when women started to get introduced to the workplace. Men returning from war. Women have been doing a lot of the things that men used to do. So in theory, you should be good to do all of that. And I think it's a necessity thing. Or like if I'm not about girls
should be
taking
able
the
to be.
rubbish
Man,
out.
this is how I see it. I think everyone should be
Able to do
well
everything.
trained.
That's
in
what I'm.
This is what I'm on.
facets.
This is what
That's
I'm
how I
on.
see it.
Because that day when I've got the man flu,
Bro, you're gonna.
and
guess
you're
what?
stacked up. What we do?
Guess what?
You're gonna have
I'm not
to
doing it.
pull that drawstring bag and make that
Start
journey.
getting carrier bags put in the carrier bags next to the bin.
No. You got to make it work, man. And yeah, if you're out late after work, I should be cooking or cleaning or
Yeah, I think-
dusting or mopping. And how many roles are there?
You're
man?
supposed to be a team, innit?
Yeah,
That is the
Like,
plan.
if you're not defending, I should be doing
cover
that.
your
Yeah.
yeah.
It's
yeah.
like
Cover
gotta do
Trent
sweeping.
Alexander. Yeah.
Yeah.
Alexander Arnold, man. just out, just gallivanting, not coming back. I'm out for a bit. Someone's got to be massive.
Exactly. And that's what I think we have to do. The problem is that like if one person hasn't got the skill, or it may not, let's say with cooking, it's not refined to the same level, then we're kind of gonna be. It doesn't have to be your gender. Like the man, I don't know who's supposed to be the better cooks. I think we have this idea that women are supposed to cook, but you look at the chefs, most of them are man.
Yeah.
But either way, whatever you're not doing,
Most of the man them cook as well.
Oh, out of our man them.
Us,
Yeah,
yeah,
I think
yeah.
most of
straw poll.
I think most of the man them probably have the one up on their
Yeah.
women. I don't.
To
In terms of
a
cooking, my
good,
girl's
to
a
a
better-
good standard.
she's
as
a better
well.
cook, but I can do my thing.
Yeah. And I also do think
I'll never go hungry. Let's just put it.
Yeah. Beans on toast, scrambled
Nah.
eggs, yeah.
Crackers.
I'm
fam.
more.
I could butter some crackers.
Just gonna have some crackers.
What are you eating all day? Fucking crackers and cheese.
I'll never
Nah.
go hungry. Put it that way.
No, just for the record, I'm more skilled than that.
Yeah, the Jacobs.
The burgers I made yesterday went down well, so
Okay.
handmade.
Yeah, you should
Go
be
on.
able to just do all things, man. But yeah, on the cooking thing, it's a toss up, man. It's a toss up on who should be. I think men should be able to cook, man,
But I think right. So with
and well.
I think with the cooking thing, I think if one of you is more skilled in cooking, I think the other should want to. You might not be at the same level. Not say this is superstar chef level,
Yeah.
but just being able to cook like a standard meal, whatever that might be for you, you should want to at least learn
Yeah,
to
close
do
that gap, man. Yeah,
Right.
yeah, so I can
Close the
rely
gap.
on you when I'm out, man.
Yeah, close the gap.
That's the reality.
So so it's not. It doesn't, because for me, my missus is a better cook than I am, like hands down. But sometimes when she's doing things, I'd ask, "Oh, what did you put in that?
Yeah,
or
yeah,
what
yeah,
did
yeah.
you? How
Same,
did
we're
you
learning.
How did
Yeah,
you
with
see?
the-
Yeah, how did you season this? Or how did like?
Notice.
Yeah. So like the other day, I can't remember what she was doing. I think this has happened twice. Like, so I'd been like in the kitchen, just helping, just do little bits, but you're kind of
sous chef.
Sous chef, yeah, 100%.
kind of paying attention to what she's doing, and it's nothing like mad. It's just like these are like basic things.
That's
But,
an apprenticeship.
so, yeah.
Yes, chef.
Yeah. But it's someone else's spin who might have a little bit more knowledge than you do. So I think it's about, if one of you's more advanced in cooking than the other, or wherever it might be, actually
Bridge that gap, man.
close the
100%.
gap and want to learn, so it takes the pressure off your partner from feeling that they have to do it all the time. Because don't get it twisted, it'll get to a certain point where they feel like, I'm doing this all the time.
Carry it now.
So
But then what happens when it comes to DIY? She gonna do it?
She should be able to.
you got muck in, fam.
What, use the hammer and the drill and all them this complicated
Ah,
machinery?
you got muck in the
You
same
say
way.
you got
the
two
same-
hands, man.
The same way I'm not. This might be pinpointing gender roles, but the same way I'm in the kitchen, if I'm putting together a shelf or something, like you can,
Help me
I'll
out,
tell
man.
you how to put this piece together and how
And
to
yeah,
do this bit next. and-
today's what we doing? We got act here, Max, and it's all written down one
Yeah,
to
B&Q.
100. Yeah,
this stuff isn't hard,
If
man.
it's too techie, then last week I come back from holiday, and this is I said after I complete the task. I said they can't kill me. I said it out loud. I said they can't kill me.
What happened?
Came home, and as like it's quite common, or it's happened to me before. Go on holiday, come home, the boiler's on the blink.
Oh, okay.
Come home, try to run a bath for the little man. Bare cold water.
I see.
I was like, ooh. Gone to the boiler, the pressure has gone.
Okay.
What are we gonna do?
I know-
We're
I
gonna
actually know-
call someone out.
I actually know how to sort this.
No, we're gonna
temporarily.
sort. We're gonna sort it. So now I've done.
gonna go on
what I
YouTube.
need to do. YouTube. Go to YouTube.
Yeah.
So that
that
lever,
one
the
there.
lever thing. Yeah.
Nice,
Turn,
right
push.
angle.
Yeah.
Not too much.
Mm.
Starting to hear things ticking.
Yeah.
Pressure's going up. We don't
Yeah,
want to go
yeah.
too far into the red
Yeah,
zone.
no, you don't.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
bad.
So just like halfway or maybe 75%. Did that. Put it all back. Hot water's running.
Damn,
First thing
damn
I
fix
said,
it.
yeah, they can't kill me. I ain't been killed yet. So yeah, little things like that, man. And that's not based on gender. Like,
No.
No.
I think it's also the want.
It's
to
the willingness,
learn,
yeah.
the willingness,
It's the
to
willingness.
want to know how to do something. And I think sometimes, like taking out the bins, you don't need YouTube to know how to take out the bins. But I think it's, for me, taking out the bins is, especially if you live with someone, is helping someone else out. Because it frees someone else up to do something else. But if they're having to take out the bins and, do the washing and cook lunch or cook dinner and then clean, that's a lot. And then what are you doing in that time?
drinking beer.
Yeah. So I think if you live on your own, someone has to do these things.
Yeah.
That's why you need to be able to
So-
do it, bro. Are you worried about becoming too reliant somewhat?
On somebody else.
Yeah. I mean, in your relationship, I guess.
That's my thing. Like, I preach independence. Like
So no one ever gets the weakness. There's no
like,
atrophy
or,
of
or
any skill.
like, or whoever you're with, whatever. Like they understand that you can survive. Like I don't need you.
Yeah.
To
I'm
do
here
this
'cause
stuff.
I want to be.
Yeah. Like, I'm not here because I'm a parasite.
Yeah,
I'm
actually here 'cause I want- believe it or not.
Nah,
Yeah.
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 I can survive on my own, which
Yeah.
is what I probably preach to everyone, especially young boys. Because I know a lot of men can't iron, don't know their way around a washing machine.
Yes. Well, I think like
Scary,
the cooking
man.
thing, and bro, Dan, we've seen it like more. I think more and more women. I guess it's I'm saying women because it's their kind of gender role. I feel like they ain't got no skills in the kitchen,
Stuff,
and it's
man.
sad.
Stuff.
It's fucking sad.
Stuff. I saw a tweet in the summer about bank holidays and there's no barbecues. Like things are just falling. Like what's going on?
Culture's being
going on?
destroyed.
We're losing
Yeah.
recipes, as they say.
Yeah.
How could there be bare bank holidays and no one
No
said, I'll
barbecues.
do a barbecue?
Because
We're
can't pull it off,
We're going out to eat instead. We're paying
yeah. Deliveroo.
for these
Go on
establishments,
Deliveroo.
paintings.
bro.
establishment.
Cost of living, man.
Get it together,
Yeah.
man. Fire up the barbecue. Barbecue, gender role,
Absolutely.
men.
Yeah, I don't think I'd be like.
I've not seen a woman.
Don't think I've
at
seen a woman at
if I'm
barbecue.
being honest.
Fair play. So basically, in summary, men take the bins out and do barbecue.
Did you say men do more?
No, men take the
men
bins.
take
out.
the-
Whoa, I'm fucking with you.
Wow. Men do. They take the bins out and they do barbecues, and women
And
have
DIY.
and women have free reign.
Over.
No.
They don't have a role.
This is
You're not allowed to say. Yeah. So just men, innit?
This is obviously a heavy.
Yeah, you can't even say
caveated by
like raise my
every-
child.
yeah,
Like you
every-
can't say nothing.
You can't
But
say
every
anything.
individual is very different. Is very, very different. Let's just say that.
That's the same.
Just upskill,
That's
man.
bare safe.
Male, female, anything in between. Just upskill. That's the answer.
Yeah, my thing has always been, you need to know how to do it if someone who knew how to do it wasn't around. So, if it's putting up a shelf or I don't fucking changing your car oil or like
light
you
bulb,
need
a
to
tire.
you can pay people to do these things, but me, I'll just be like simple
Rather take the time.
simple doing this, simple doing that. Like you said, like YouTube is there. Like use these tools for some actual good and not just watching shit on it all the time.
Not just watching nonsense. Did you see the Little Mermaid trailer? I think it had the worst or the most dislikes ever.
Yes.
What, on YouTube or something?
Yeah. And
Okay.
I
They've
think
removed
due
the
to
button?
it, yeah, they're trying to remove the dislike button.
I think they've been trying to do
was
that
on
for a
the way,
while.
yeah.
Yeah, I thought they did that
This will
already.
probably
They've done it
be
already.
this will be the kicker.
I think they've hidden it. I don't think they've removed it. I think they've moved it from where it originally sat.
And I think it's because the main reason is Little Mermaid is now black. And
Yeah.
as we know, black people don't exist in a fantasy world. I think I said this to you, Rich, ages ago.
Yeah,
like in like Lord of the Rings and like orcs and like whatever worlds.
they're only starting to exist now. It's within the last 5.
So in made up worlds,
yeah.
black people don't exist.
Well, in
aren't
some,
allowed
I
to
think
exist.
Star Trek and that. I remember seeing some black
Yeah,
butthead,
Oh yeah,
back in the day.
With the
But
mad
yeah, for the
tash.
most part, they do not exist, which is mad because this is fantasy. So you've in your fantasy, there are no black people.
In your
which
made
is
up world.
wild. But there's a part of me, if I'm being honest, some of it I don't like when I see it. You know.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, I think like if it's historical stuff, it's something about it. It's just like, what are you doing?
What for instance?
If it's like, I mean, and I honestly, I don't know if there were
Uh-huh.
black people in say medieval times and whatnot, but there's some stuff I see. Like, so you've been
Or
watching
Vikings.
or Vikings maybe. I've
Say
never
just a
actually
mad
watched Vikings.
black
But you see in House of Dragon,
Yeah, the black guy.
I feel like
He's a bit weird.
they've got black man
He's got
with
blonde- he's
white
got
blonde
blonde hair.
dreadlocks, and it feels like it's by force.
Yeah.
That seems
I'm not saying he's a
When I
bad
saw-
character or
when I-
anything,
when I first saw him, I was like, oh,
but it feels.
there's a black guy in Game of Thrones.
There
There's
was
a few. There's
no,
a few
in
black
the thing
sorry.
in the original series. There were a couple black
Yeah,
men, but
yeah.
they were rare. They weren't even like little idiot characters. I mean,
No,
one of
no.
them gets chiefed, but we all
That's
get
life,
chiefed.
man.
But it feels, I don't know, and it makes it sound like I'm like
somewhat
against
forced,
the woke
yeah?
mob and something. But some of it does feel forced.
I know what you mean. Yeah.
And it doesn't fit so much. Like in Game of Thrones, most of it's about families. and like
So,
it,
like,
it's the monarchy.
Like, where did you come from?
Yeah, and it just like it looks a bit
Or maybe he like the
Looks a bit
Meghan
odd.
Markle
maybe,
of Lord of
but
the
I don't. I think
House
it's
of Dragons.
in context. I think it's in context. In general, I don't mind it, but it is like it feels like it's this.
It's being
The
The
forced.
same way people are almost feeling about Little Mermaid. I almost feel like it with some of these fantasy,
Oh, okay.
or maybe more historic pieces. It doesn't seem to make that much sense to me. Like
Yeah.
if they
Little
had,
Mermaid being black, is that because I
No,
guess
that actually makes
Ariel
sense.
is originally like white.
she's in the Caribbean Sea, bro.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like she's around crabs and like it's
You
even the
said
music
that's-
they play.
That's
Yeah.
not in,
In
the
Little
North, it's
Mermaid.
not in the North Sea.
Bro, how would she be
The channel, the
Caribbean
British
accent.
channel.
a redhead, a white redhead with the palest skin in the Caribbean? Like, I mean, again, it's
Yeah.
fantasy, so it could happen because anybody could do what the fuck they want in
Yeah,
fantasy.
yeah, it's fantasy.
But if we are trying to,
Geographically,
I
make
feel
it
like
make sense.
the best fantasy has like
Elements,
some kind of gravity
yeah.
of reality to it. If not, it's too out there, and you're like, this is fucking crazy.
Yeah.
So that like the Little Mermaid being
Maybe she's like a descendant
Black?
of like Christopher Columbus or something.
who was a white man.
Like right, Spanish man. Yeah.
No, no,
Maybe
because she's like,
on
Her dad is
plantations.
white in it as well, isn't he?
of course he is.
Yeah.
Poseidon.
Yeah.
King of the Caribbean Sea. He's a white man. Like, let's get real, man. I think Poseidon's actually Greek mythology, so
Yeah,
Mediterranean.
They just travelled through the water and just
yes,
landed.
There's no
And Sebastian-
nobody owns the sea, as they
Oh,
say.
yeah, it's Sebastian. Does Sebastian have an accent? He
Yes.
does,
Yeah,
still.
yeah,
Does-
yeah.
I wonder
In the new
yeah.
one, it would make sense for
Say
him.
he's like Irish or something. Like,
Oh, yo.
that would be mad.
Or yeah, if they were trying to remake the Little Mermaid as they were, they would have to take it out of the Caribbean.
Yeah.
If they want to make her still white, it's got to be some
Yeah,
cold
yeah,
sea and no beaches and icebergs.
We've
and, do you know,
cottoned on this, like, yeah.
it's got to be different.
Yeah.
It's got to be different.
Not gonna make- it's not gonna-
South End,
Mermaid,
like,
Yeah.
South End, like crazy.
so like her being black or mixed race or something makes sense to me.
Yeah,
This
yeah.
is a fantasy
Yeah.
fit, and I think sometimes the fantasy doesn't fit.
Yeah.
Is what I'm saying.
So we're saying like in Vikings and all that, allow it. Like
Unless like Vikings,
was,
Vikings is historic. So if there's accounts of it, then yeah. Like you can't, and that's what I think the common white man, white person, like has a problem with. They're looking at certain parts of history and thinking you just force the blacks, you just force the Asians in there.
Yeah.
No, some of it is true. Like what film was it? Great film actually. You should watch it. 1917, which depicts the First World War.
oh, that
Okay.
film's cold supposedly. Yeah, I
very,
haven't watched
like,
it, but yeah,
A very
seen bits and
very
pieces.
good film. There's like you see like I'm gonna say Sikh, I don't know, but huge beard Asian man in it, and people were getting mad at it.
Oh, that's historic.
Historically,
Yeah.
bare Indians and Asians came over, so like that I'm cool with.
Yeah.
But like with historical pieces, let's just try and get it. Let's make it
Yeah,
accurate.
Yeah.
But pure work of fantasy that was a cartoon, you could get away with it. Now
kinda
it's gone
change,
live
yeah.
action. I feel like we need a bit more truth.
Yeah,
And this is why I think
yeah.
I don't think it's just wokeism. I think it actually makes more sense for her to be black.
I like it, man. I like it. Yeah, we'll see what Sebastian turns out as, and then we can kick off and complain.
Yeah, like
Yeah, hopefully he's still got an accent. 'cause-
yeah, I think that would
That
be a
would-
shame. I think that would be
make
another
sense.
thing that people would be mad at for no reason.
I think his whole thing is him having the accent.
I wonder who plays him.
Will Smith.
He's Caribbean accent. Or
Well, he played a great Nigerian, didn't he?
oh, he does his thing.
Nah, Will's cancelled. Fuck knows. I don't know who's gonna play him, but yeah, if you're gonna try and keep it true, then I think you should. There should be bare black actors behind the scenes or as Fish and all that shit. To be fair,
Give it to Idris. Yeah, give him all the roles.
yeah, basically.
Give it to
innit?
Idris.
They might
or
have a
Damson.
Cockney
Damson.
one.
A Cockney.
A Cockney,
A Cockney's
yeah.
crab. Yeah.
Don't know why, but yeah.
And it's fantasy, isn't it?
Yeah.
Have you lot seen the Gambian thing where the Gambian tourism board have
They've-
said you
No.
lot stay away, like
Enough. They've had enough of
of
white
your
women coming over.
sex tourism, yeah.
No.
Do you know
I've
about
seen
that
it.
in general? The sex tourism that's been happening in Gambia.
Oh, I think I seen the headline. Sorry. Yeah.
About for I don't know how long now. White Western women.
Yeah.
I think a lot of British women specifically have been going over to Gambia to find essentially a
Love.
toy boy. or love,
We disguised as love.
with younger, fit, virile Gambian men.
Yeah.
I'm not mad at it.
At the Gambian Tourism Board saying,
No. I'm not mad at it in the first place.
oh, is it?
I'm not mad at it. Not mad at it. It's like, it's a known thing that like Western men go over to Thailand and these countries and find young, often, what mail order bride is the term, right?
Yeah.
They find young
Yeah.
Asian women and they often marry them and stuff like that. I think all I'm saying is keep the same energy. Like, have a big problem with
stop it
that,
all.
and I guess it's on the government though. Thailand don't seem to
Yeah.
have a problem with it, so whatever.
They seem to be in bed with the idea.
Yeah, I feel like I actually prefer it the Gambian way.
Oh, okay.
I feel like it feels like there's
It's
less exploitation, less
Fair.
vulnerable, and that comes down to the gender roles. If I'm being honest, and I feel like some agreements, almost everyone can be happy. Relatively,
Everyone wins. Ish.
relatively.
How do you figure there's less exploitation in that way?
I think I've listened to a really good podcast. It will be my bringing about a lot of these gender role kind of stuff. But I say that we know as men that given the right circumstances, your standards can drop dramatically,
Okay.
and you can probably get through something that. You can I'm talking about sex here. I was trying to be clean and stuff.
Yeah.
You can have sex with a woman that you don't find that attractive. Maybe you can get the job done, kind of thing. I think it's very different with women, and I don't like the idea of women somewhat being forced to do that. I'm more okay with it being a man's choice in that respect. Does that make sense?
A little bit.
You can say you could argue it's equally exploitative.
Yeah.
I don't personally think it's the same.
Yeah.
And I'm more okay with forcing a man to sleep with a woman than forcing a woman to sleep with
and
a
I
man.
think with there are similarities between the Thai thing and whatnot, but I think there's like a illegal kind of element to the Thailand side where it's like
like really
young looking girls and
Okay.
older men.
Maybe that plays a
and-
part in
Yeah.
the way I'm looking at it.
and then I guess with the Gambian experience is more like young men who probably aren't being physically exploited or
Like, you could
taken
get out of there.
across lines.
You could get out of there if you
Yeah,
wanted to. Is how I see Gambian.
it's
I know
more of a-
Gambian man. They
yeah.
ain't little man. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you could.
But I don't mind the country saying that because it just adds like a seediness to
little bit.
a nation, and
Yeah.
Gambia is like untouched paradise,
Supposed to be beautiful,
slightly,
innit?
to some extent. So yeah, adding this, I don't know, element of debauchery to it.
It's like we just don't need it.
Yeah, like
It's like
let's just
that.
keep it
Yeah,
clean,
yeah,
man.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
nice beaches,
Keep the
got
mess away,
people,
yeah,
everyone's
yeah.
cool, a little bit of hashish here and there.
Like
Might
it's
be-
going to happen anyway, innit?
Yeah,
Like these are just natural things that happen when
Yeah.
with people.
now it's like sex tourism.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I can see. I understand the nation's problem with it.
Yeah.
I just have less of a problem.
So
with
when
it.
they're going over there, they're just having sex with them and then coming back.
No, they're
Not
probably
obviously
treating
just chill there and whatever.
probably
Look
treating man good.
Look after the lads.
Buy
for the
one,
week.
two things,
Yeah.
or do you know what I mean?
Them busting out.
My mum needs a microwave.
Like,
Let me get a couple dollars, and then who knows? Like the Holy Grail might be the.
But they're not having like.
Let me get these.
They're
let
not
me
having
get
kids with
papers.
these.
The women seem to be older.
quite old.
So
I don't think they're probably.
I don't
They
know
may
if
not be
this-
capable.
Yeah.
Okay.
But like, they're making the women happy. The men don't seem that mad at it.
Of course not.
It's fucked either way. Let's
Like, no, but I don't think. I
let's say
think
how-
we've been
let's say
talking a
how
lot
it
about
is.
gender roles. Yeah, I don't think it's the same. It's like I think Joe Rogan might have had a joke about like Harvey Weinstein saying if that was the other way around, and a man had to sleep with a woman, it's not a story. Forcing, like you got to eat this pussy, or he says some crude shit. Everyone would be like, well, you could have just not in it, and that's kind of how I feel about it.
Yeah.
Like we can, yeah,
We can go off on the Patreon. Right?
we can go there, but like,
you got more to say.
like,
but-
it's just not the same. And
Yeah.
we all bring certain things to the table. I don't think I'm saying that women are less than, or I don't want any of that shit to get misinterpreted. But in certain scenarios, I don't think it's the same.
No,
I just
you're
don't.
right. Yeah, I don't think there are similarities, but yeah, it's not identical.
Yeah.
But I totally understand the nation saying
But yeah,
enough.
shout out to Gambia
Yeah.
trying to clean up this
Yeah.
scourge
it makes
on their
sense.
nation, man.
They tried to do the same thing in Thing recently in Magaluf. Not about sex tourism or anything, but just like we're cleaning up the fucking strip because it's a mess.
Just
Like, that's been going on. Like I get a nation being like, enough.
These
Yeah,
Brits,
yeah.
man.
It's turned into hell. Like
These Brits just going everywhere.
empire.
Yeah. It's gone full circle,
Yeah.
man. It's gone full circle. Yeah, shout out to Gambia and all of my Gambian cousins, man.
Amen.
Any bring-ins?
I guess I'll give the one I was just talking about. There's a podcast I started listening to recently. It covers all manner of topics. It's called Modern Wisdom.
Yeah.
I feel like I mentioned it on another pod. But I listened to this episode. Just to be fair, I kind of go there when like when I've listened to most of my standard podcast in rotation.
Your side podcast.
Yeah, but it's very good. I haven't actually finished all of this episode. But it's a conversation with a guy called William Costello. And it's on the title is are incels a threat to society?
God.
And this guy has studied like incel culture.
Did you know incels was initially about women?
Well, they're called femcells. This is what I found out from this thing.
Okay.
So there's femcells, and he kind of like there's not many of them. Like because if a woman wants to get sex, she can usually get
She's
it,
okay,
regardless
yeah.
what she looks like
She'll be
and
alright.
sounds like, and it can usually happen. But yeah, it was just I didn't know we were going to talk about what we spoke about today, and I feel like we've touched a lot on it. But it's very informative on like incel culture and gender roles in 2022, and it talks a lot about like how in our generation we're probably going to see the most single women.
God.
Like women that don't feel they need to be with a man. There's a term they use. I wanted to say on the podcast because it would have made me sound smart. There's a really good term they use about women effectively earning more than men.
Yeah.
And how that changes the dynamic.
It's an interesting topic, that one.
And how like in modern society, as people are becoming more independent, there's less of a need for like cohabiting and independence and these traditional.
jobs, yeah.
And it talks about a lot of those things. I haven't finished it, but it was fascinating, man.
Sounds cold, man.
I definitely recommend it as a listen. I'll repeat it again. That's Modern Wisdom Podcast, episode 526, William Costello, and the title is Are Incels a Threat to Society?
Nice. Decent.
It's good.
My bringing this week is a tune from Wizkid that I heard on the way here, and it's called Bad to Me.
That came up on my thing. I haven't listened to it yet.
Yeah, good tune.
Good.
Nice. Always got time for Wizkid. My bringing this week is from Ari Lennox. She released a new album called Age, Sex, Location. I guess it's for a listener of a certain age. ASL was a big thing back when we were younger.
MSN.
Few good tunes on there that I've spun so far, but the tune I'm going to bring is with one of the new stars of R&B. The song is called Boy Bye, and it's featuring Lucky Day.
Cold.
Asking age, sex, and location at them ages
Is wild. Like,
Go to bed.
you're open up.
Is
Go to bed.
crazy.
Get some
Barely
Like,
know
why do
that,
I
man.
need to know this information?
To know if you're wasting your time,
Age
innit?
probably, but sex and sex,
It's
yeah.
mad.
Location, like I'm never coming to
pulling
wherever.
up
Yeah,
on my BMX.
Yeah.
Go
Trick
to
nuts
bed,
and that.
kid.
Mad
Yeah,
one.
mad.
But yeah, man.
So, you come true if you want. Yeah, we're basically done. Just wrapping up the show now.
Yes, man.
Yeah,
Oh,
Okay.
mad. Yeah.
So-
Go on, man.
he's saying that.
That's episode shit. I said it early.
257.
257.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the Man and Podcast.
Keep it locked.